I'm Molly Beth Griffin, author of the new picture book, The Big Leaf Leap.
And I'm Malik Davis, illustrator of The Big Leaf Leap, published by the Minnesota Historical Society Press. We're recording the Storytime video from the fabulous independent children's bookstore, Red Balloon Bookshop in St. Paul, Minnesota.
All right, let's read the book. The Big Leaf Leap. The girl wanted a big leaf pile to leap in, a huge leaf pile, an enormously enormous leaf pile. She wanted it deep and soft and crunchy and springy. She wanted it tall enough and wide enough to leap into all afternoon.
So she raked and raked and raked with the warm sun on her back and the cool breeze in her hair until every red star maple leaf in her entire yard was mounded up in one pile.
But the pile wasn't big enough for the girl. It was not huge enough. It was not nearly enormous enough. She frowned.
Then she heard laughing from next door. She peered over the fence and said, "Hey!" The laughing stopped and negotiations started.
Soon, the two small leaf piles became one bigger leaf pile with red star maple leaves and brown-lobed oak leaves, but the pile wasn't big enough for the girl and the boy next door. It was not huge enough. It was not nearly enormous enough. They frowned.
Then they heard shrieking from across the street. They looked both ways and ran over. "Hey," they said. The shrieking stopped, and negotiations started.
Soon, the three small leaf piles became one even bigger leaf pile with red star maple leaves and brown-lobed oak leaves and yellow fan ginkgo leaves. But the pile wasn't quite big enough for the girl and the boy next door and the kids across the street. It was not quite huge enough. It was almost enormous enough, but not quite. They frowned.
Then they heard shouting from down the block, angry shouting. They raised their eyebrows and shrugged their shoulders and hustled down there to check it out.
The twins down the block were fighting because their leaf pile wasn't big enough for two kids to jump in at the same time. And what do you know? The girl and the boy next door and the kids across the street knew just what to do about that. So the fighting stopped and negotiations started.
Soon, the twins helped haul their leaf pile up the block to the vacant lot. The others brought their pile too, till the red star maple leaves and the brown-lobed oak leaves and the yellow fan ginkgo leaves and the gold heart aspen leaves made a small mountain together.
But the kids looked at each other and scrunched up their noses and shook their heads. They could do better. They added every leaf they could find from the whole street: sawtooth birch leaves and bright fringed honey locust leaves, fiery red sumac leaves, and big as your head catalpa leaves.
Until before them towered the biggest leaf pile, the hugest leaf pile, the most enormously enormous leaf mountain ever. It was deep and soft and crunchy and springy. It was tall enough and wide enough to leap into all afternoon.
And all the kids from the whole neighborhood circled around it with the warm sun on their backs and the cool breeze in their hair. They looked at that leaf mountain, these kids all tired and dirty and sweaty and happy and ready to play.
1, the girl said. 2, 3, leap!